Hi, Wycliffe Barrett, Xplane dedicated. Today we're going to look at FS flight control. This is immense. See you right after the intro.
Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude? 2,000 feet.
FS flight control, what is it? This could be the software package to replace EFAS. This is absolutely incredible. It is huge. I've got it on screen here at the moment. I just opened it up. And what you can see is just one element of it. You can't see it very well, but I'm going to record the screen. You can have a look at it. It's huge. It's a flight planning tool. It's a moving map. It's an informational database. It's got weather conditions. It's got failure setting. It's got a pushback feature. It is huge, absolutely massive. Let's get into it. Have a look at the video that I've recorded, and I'll tell you what I think of it, and then it's up to you. Okay? Let's see you in a moment. You get FS Flight Control from fs-flightcontrol.com/en. That's for English version. All you have to do is download it. You can try it for free for 14 days, download it, install it. You then have this screen comes up when you click on your icon, and then you click on Start Program. Simple as that. So here we are, guys. We're on the ground at Cardiff Airport, and okay, the engines are running on the aircraft, but that's not important. In fact, we're not going to fly anywhere anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether the engines were running or not. So let's come down here and click on our icon. You see FS Flight Control icon there. It puts, during the installation process, it puts an icon on your desktop and one in your shortcut menu, so you can just drag it across there. Excuse me. So you're going to see this. I'm going to record this raw. So no editing, no slick cuts or anything. This is just completely raw. I'm going to load it up, and away we go. Right. So here we are. Oops, sorry about that. Let me just get this back up on screen. So there we are. We've got it loaded up, and it's already indicating that runway 12 is in use. Now I'm going to have to check this against weather, as I'm not sure. But what you can see here is the interface, and I can make this full screen if I want. So we'll do that. We'll make it full screen so it's easier for you to see. And what we've got here is approach training. So we can do approach training from here. So you can set everything up as you want. So you can have a left downwind or right downwind. You can have vectors from the left, vectors from the right. Right base, left base, a 3 nautical mile final, or in 8 nautical mile final, okay? Or you can take off from the runway straight away. So that is a kind of training function, you know, if you want to try things out, okay? You've got SID star and waypoints button here, so procedural type, standard instrument departures, standard terminal arrival, approach transition, final approach. So once again, you can set all these up, and as you can see here, underneath, it's picked out all the SIDs for Cardiff. Let's see what happens if we click on there. Yeah, there's all the terminal arrival routes, the approach transitions, and final approach, runway 12, runway 30. Okay. Airworks. I'm not. Strange phrase, airworks, but clearly flight level 50, 100, 200, and 300. You can create a custom location as well, altitude, heading, angle, distance, etc., etc. That is in your approach training. Now, I haven't messed with this at all. You're seeing this as I see it. Over here, of course, on the side here is the airport ICAO. It's Cardiff, United Kingdom. It's telling me the gate or parking type. There's medium gates and tie downs, okay? And then you've got this down here, flight simulation presets, only available with Xplane version 11.10 and newer. Well, we're on 11.05, aren't we? So we've got to wait for this stuff here. And then along the bottom here, you've got a number of tabs. So you've got position, map, flight plan conditions, pushback, fuel load, view and slew, failures, aircraft statistics, network, motion. I don't know what motion means. Settings, freeze, pause, information, and exit. Wow. So let's have a look at the map. So here we are. This is us at Cardiff Airport, and if I zoom in, because I've centered aircraft over here on the right, it shows me on the ground on stand 10. Now if I come over here somewhere, I'm pretty sure that I did see on here, there we go. So if I click it and you lose everything, you've just got the runways. Click it once, you get the ground markings and the taxi lines. Click it again and you get the gate numbers, so you can see I'm on gate 10. Pull out a bit, you've got GA. Alright, over here we've got these three buttons here. You've got street map, so that shows all the streets. You got satellite map, which shows you satellite imagery, and then you've got a height map. Please be patient, and I'm not quite sure what this is, so let's zoom out a little bit. I thought, oh yeah, basically it's showing you the height of terrain, so it's a terrain map basically. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Is it going to pick it up there? Yeah, you can see it's a terrain map. Very clever. You'll notice already, I might as well talk about this now, is you'll see like green aircraft here at Bristol, yeah, and that is a flight, I think. Well, it must be, because we're on VATSIM. Over here you can see I've got VATSIM highlighted. There's an aircraft there, there's no flight plan for it as yet, otherwise it would show aircraft information as well. Let's get back to there. Okay. So we're on the ground at Cardiff. Let me zoom back in again. And carry on down here. So you can go on VATSIM, IVAO or PilotEdge, airport runway, ILS. I don't know what marker is. Could be the outer marker, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't show. ILS, that just turns off the ILS. But there's three buttons, so to speak. So on this one you've got the frequency for the ILS, that one you've got nothing, and that you've just got the ILS feathers. Axis, of course, is runway headings, so that is RAF St Athan there, Cardiff there with the axis, and this is EGFC, that's Cardiff Heliport. So we can turn that off as well. Pretty cool. Still don't know what marker is. Taxi, of course, I showed you. You can put the VOR and the DME on. Yeah, so there we go. 11070. You can put the NDB on. Turn that off. You can have airspace, so you can have airspace. You can have airways, high airways with their labels. You can have low airways with their labels, and you can put waypoints on, and then you can have waypoints with their labels. Weather station, and I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, there's a weather station there. It's showing something came on then, so let me. Oh yeah, it's just that there's a weather station at Cardiff, okay. And then there's users' points of interest. Now, I suppose you could write your own points of interest on there. So if I really wanted to be clever, I could write on Lavernock Point down there, okay. So that's the map. That's one side of it. The other side, as I say, you've got street map, satellite map, height map, finding objects. You can find an airport, a VOR, NDB, airway, whatever. Turn that off. You've got flight plan mode. This shows you your flight plan when you've created it, and I will create one shortly for you. Auto zoom, obviously you can zoom in, zoom out, center on aircraft, trace aircraft. Now I'm assuming that that actually puts a trace on the map because it is a moving map. You can reposition the aircraft, you can get weather information, and this is a little bit hit and miss. Hang on. Weather information should show up there. If I click it again, there we go. So it's 301 degrees at 12 knots. So it is runway 30 in use, not runway 12 as indicated earlier. Visibility is greater than 10 kilometers. It's 58 degrees, and the QNH is 1013. Nice. Measure, I'm not quite sure what that is. I can't figure that one out, I'm afraid. Compass rose, you turn that on and you do get a compass rose, but you've got to zoom out quite a way to see it. There's your compass rose. And you can print the map. I've got a map here, believe it or not. I'll try and edit that in. But I printed that off. So I printed it off of that area, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that is the map. Flight plan. Okay, this is what we really want. So I'm going to minimize this a bit, I think, because it's a bit big there. Oh no, we'll leave it maximized. Okay. So I want to create a flight plan. So I click on. Now I do think this click spot should be a little bit bigger, because you click on the dash and it opens up for your departure airport. So you click in there and you can either go EGFF or get rid of that. You can go EGFF. Oops. EGFF on your keyboard. Okay. Click there. Please select the runway that should be used. Well, we determined it is 30. So click OK, and it puts it up here. Runway 30. Yeah. Arrival airport. Once again, you click on the dash, and we'll do EGPF. Okay, click OK. It'll be runway 23 with the weather, I should imagine, but we can always check that later. Click OK, and we've now got our weather in here, our runway in here. It tells us the distance is 271.72 nautical miles. All right, but that's only departure and arrival. So what we have to do is we come over here to this box where it says manual flight planning. We can load a saved flight plan. We can indicate that we want to use SIDS as stars and we want to use the high airways. Yeah. Actions for current plan. So you can reset the flight plan, set departure airport, set arrival airport. We've done that. We can add a waypoint if we want to. We can calculate the airway route, or we can import a flight plan and then export a flight plan. We can synchronize it with flight simulator, so P3D, FSX, FSW. We can synchronize with ProSim FMS, with Project Magenta, Aerosoft Airbus, and synchronize with Wilco Airbus. I believe that there are going to be more going to appear there, different aircraft, etc. But what we want to do is we want to calculate the air route. So we click on calculate the air route. Please select the SID. Well, I know from runway 30 it's a Brecken 1 Alpha. Okay. Click OK. Please select the star procedure. So we need to select it for Glasgow, and it'll be a Lanark 2 Alpha. Oh no, it could be a Lanark 1 Bravo from Apple. Okay, and there we are. It creates the flight plan. Look at that, and that is correct. I can tell you that because I've flown it goodness knows how many times. So it's created the flight plan. Let's have a look on the map. So we go back to the map, and there is our flight plan. So you got. Let me take Centre Aircraft off. We've got the Brecken 1 Alpha departure, and then we're up onto the airway there, which is the Upper November 864, and all the way up to Glasgow. A bit of an error there. It should not go across to there. So we might want to edit that out ourselves. But there you go. There's your flight plan all the way to Glasgow. Brilliant. Now, my understanding is, and I have not tested this out yet, and I think I probably will need to very quickly. There's your flight plan. So we come back to flight plan here, and you can export flight plan. So I can export it out to an Xplane flight plan. There. Save as Xplane flight plan. I've already done it once. I'll just do it again. Save. Do you want already yet replace it? Flight plan with the name exists already. Do you want to overwrite it? Yes. The flight plan was exported successfully. You can load the flight plan in Xplane now. So there we go. Choose the format how the waypoint should be displayed below. There we go, that's alright. Export to MCDU for FlightSimLabs, ProSim and others. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a greater list of aircraft there. I did read that somewhere. One thing I will say is that much of this is in beta form for Xplane 11. Although, that said, it is still pretty fantastic. Beta or not, it's amazing. So that's the flight plan. Just check the map again. There it is. Okay, flight plan. Brilliant. Let's have a look at some of these other buttons then. So we've got conditions. So we can change the weather conditions. This is the current weather here. Yeah. So current meta 35 01. That was 10 o'clock Zulu this morning, 35 kilometers, temperature was 15, dew point was 09, QNH 1013. I should imagine that's pretty accurate. I'll check that against some real data in a little while. Visibility, at altitude is 34,000 miles in all directions. Runway, dry runway surface, temperature is 59 degrees with a dew point of 15. Yeah, QNH 1013. There are waves with a height of 4 foot in the direction of 300 degrees in the water. Pretty good. Can load in custom weather, and I can also get real-time weather. So enable continuous real-time weather. This automatic refresh real-time weather is currently not available. So it's not available as yet. Oh, and now it is. So refresh real-time weather. I've done that. We'll have to have a look at what the weather looks like in the sim. Okay, so let's go to here and have a quick look. No, that's not accurate. It's fairly cloudy at Cardiff at the moment. So we'll need to check out a couple of things there for sure. Let's go back. All right. ILS visibility, you can do that. You can have custom weather, or you can use weather presets, although they are non-defined as yet. You can choose season and time as well. Amazing. Right, we have now got our pushback feature. So this is me. I'm east at 83 degrees on stand. I can straight distance 150 feet, push facing south. Tail north, push facing east, push tail west, so forth and so on. I'll be honest and say I don't think I'll use that, because I would still like to use better pushback, and this is a good time to see whether better pushback still works. Okay, so let's get in the aircraft, sort that out. So we'll go to our plugins and call up better pushback. Yeah, better pushback still works regardless. So let's zoom out a little bit. Can I zoom out, please? So we zoom out a little bit, and yeah, let's just put that to there. Put the aircraft there. Whoops. Click. Yeah, better pushback still works, even with FS control operating. So I don't think I'll be using that personally. Then we've got a fuel load situation, so you can change your fuel. Wow. View and slew. I'd be very, very cautious about using slew. I tried it earlier when I first installed it, and my aircraft went all over the place, and it was a mess. Why would you want to use slew anyway? Because you can load up on a stand anyway. But you can view all over the place. But we've got great viewing capabilities with X camera, and why the aircraft changed to a Cessna representation then I have no idea, but it's gone back to being a twin jet. Okay, failures. We've got a failure thing here. It's huge. You can have autopilot failures. You can have aircraft control aircraft DIs, electrical failures, aircraft equipment, landing gear, lights, engines, engine failures, engines fuel air, engines prop. Next, a whole load of different ones, engines reverse, engine start, fuel leak, and the list goes on and on. Clear all. I don't want any failures. We can have a look at our aircraft here. So this is our aircraft status. At the moment, this is exactly what the aircraft is doing. We have no speed. We're on the ground at 0 knots. Pitch is 0.56 down. Bank is 0.09 left, etc. It's a really good indicator, this, I must admit. I do kind of like that. It tells us what the engines are doing. Engine status, engine control, engine switches, radio autopilot, and this is really for an instructor. Yeah, if an instructor wants to mess around with you. One thing I do like is the statistics, and because we're not doing anything, we're not flying or anything, you can't see what's going on here. But in flight, you'd be able to see all of this data. You'd be able to print the charts off. You'd be able to import the data as a CSV, or from a CSV, and export data to a CSV as well. You could start recording, stop recording, but as I say, we're not doing anything, so you can't see anything on there. Then you can create a network. You can add computers to the network. Motion, this is to do with Brunner dedication and innovation. So please configure the connection to your Brunner motion devices in settings. So if you've got a motion platform, that's what that's for. I wouldn't bother with that. Settings, I haven't touched the settings at all. Although when you first install it, you do have to build a database. It doesn't take very long. It takes no time at all. In fact, I was quite surprised how quickly it built the Xplane 11 database, and it needs to build a database of all the airports and airways, etc., and it does that in no time at all. So when you do the installation, it's just literally click on install and follow the instructions, and it takes no time at all. Absolutely superb. Freeze, I think freeze just freezes everything. I don't know why you would want that or what it does. I forgot to say, up here you've got position. Some of these things are not working yet. Conditions, default flight simulator world, active sky. Some things you don't need, and that's related to the network. Aircraft related settings, don't need to worry about that. I haven't done anything. So coming back down here, we've got a pause button which pauses everything. Then there's information, which is information about the FS-FlightControl, and you can write to them direct from here. You can deactivate the license on this computer if you want. I did find the licensing. When you put in your license, you have to use the on-screen keyboard. You're presented with your license, where you put your license in, so you put your name in and your license number. You have to use the on-screen keyboard that's presented to you. You can't use your keyboard, so you've got to use the on-screen one for that to register properly. So there you have it. It is somewhat huge, I have to say. I tell you what, we do need to find out though. We need to find out if that's a moving map, don't we? Well, it is. I know it is. But where this is really going to come into its own is if you've got two screens, two monitors or more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag that over to my second monitor over there just for the time being. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheekily taxi off stand, and we'll see if this works. Okay, so I'm not doing anything fancy here. I'm just going to taxi off stand, and we'll have a look at the map. I'm going to zoom in on the map and see if this is working. Okay, and yeah, I can tell you it is. So what I'm going to do, just let me get to the taxiway here, and I will show you. Let me put that on screen there. And as you can see, as I taxi down to runway 30, it is definitely a moving map. So let's center the aircraft, and I've got the trace on as well, so you can actually see the trace, which is something rather clever and special. I like this. This really could replace EFAS. The user interface looks a lot different. Now I suppose I need to talk about cost, don't I? If I recall, this is not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So I'm just going to have a look again for it. But you can get it on a 14-day free trial. Right, and when I say a 14-day free trial, it is a 14-day full free trial. So it's for 14 days, which is, you know, damn good. But we need to find out how much it is. Okay, it's not cheap. All right, it is not cheap. It's 49.95 euros. I'll do a conversion for you into sterling. It's 49.95, so it's not cheap, but you are getting an awful lot, and it's going to be continuously updated. I've already been assured of that. So not if you you can get a non-profit use license, educational use for universities, but there'll be some kind of checking on that. Right, okay. I haven't done anything with this aircraft. I haven't set anything, so it's going to be pretty shoddy takeoff, I think, but it'll be useful to see on the moving map. Okay, you can tell I've not set anything because I haven't set my trim. Okay, here we go. As I say, I haven't done anything in the aircraft, I haven't set anything up, but you can see the moving map. There we go. We can take off. We're airborne. Gear up. But of course, we'll put in a turn here just to see the turn on the moving map. So and you can see that there. That is really good. That's really good. So there you have it. A new flight planning tool. Now the reason why I say it could replace EFAS, as we know, the developer of EFAS has sadly passed away, and we don't know how much longer EFAS is going to work, how much longer the server is going to maintain itself. Let me zoom out. There you go. Well, I think this is really quite useful, and I think, you know, it is expensive, as I say, $49.95, but you can get it on a 14-day free trial. So, verdict. Let's go for the verdict. I'm going to pause this a moment. Let's go for the verdict. The verdict is, from me, I think it is excellent. I think it's an excellent package. There is an awful lot in it. There is an awful lot in it. I think the interface is a little bit old-fashioned in looking, but it is a superb package. And as you can see here, as the you know, the windows scroll past here, there is an awful lot in it. My recommendation is have a look at the free trial. Why not? It's a free trial for 14 days. Try it now, and then if you like it, buy it. That's the only thing I can say. This is Wycliffe Barrett. Hope you've enjoyed the video. We'll see you all soon. Take care. Cheerio. Yeah.